Today we're making an over-the-top chili with chuck roast on the Big Green Egg. Let's get it. So my friends host an annual chili cook-off, and this year I decided to roll with a chuck roast instead of your traditional ground beef and pork. So I'm gonna get this chuck roast seasoned up. This is a blend that I put together. I just put it in a shaker that I had from another company, but it's salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, chili powder, cumin. It has a little bit of brown sugar in there, balance it all out. And I'm gonna let it sweat in for about 30 minutes before I throw it on the smoker while I get the other stuff in the pot ready. While we're getting the smoker ready, we're gonna go ahead and throw our vegetables on here. I've got 2 red bell peppers, 1 poblano pepper, and a sweet onion. We're just getting these on here to get a little bit of char on them, a little bit of color and flavor on them, and then we're gonna dice them up and throw them in the pot. Now I'm gonna get this out of here, wearing my heat gloves. We're gonna go right in with the inverted plate setter. Then we're gonna set it to where it's gonna be about 275. Back inside, I've got the pot I'm gonna be cooking my chili in, and I'm just gonna brown some spicy breakfast sausage. My little assistant got up and she decided to join me this morning. We have the browned ground sausage already in here, and we're gonna start adding our other fixins. So I'm gonna go with 2 cans of fire roasted diced tomatoes. You can dump the other one in. I have 2 chipotle peppers that were in adobo sauce, chopped. About 5 cloves of garlic, minced. Then I have my poblano, red bell pepper, and onions here. I'm gonna save a little bit back because I'm gonna make some salsa today. It's gonna stir that up for us. And then I'm gonna I'm gonna start with 1 cup of beef broth, though I might add more later. Then I'm just gonna take the top off my seasoning and shake it in. We're probably gonna add about 3 to 4 tablespoons here. And she's gonna get all that mixed in. And I'm gonna go with 1 more cup of the beef broth because it was looking a little bit too thick still, and we know it's gonna render down throughout the day. So this is what we're looking at right now, and this is ready to go on the smoker to start getting all those flavors blended together. The first thing is getting the regular grate on top of the heat deflector, and then this is gonna go right in the center. So right on top of the chili, we're gonna place a rack, and the chuck roast is gonna go over the top, and as it cooks, it's gonna render the fat and drip it down into the chili to add a lot more flavor to it. And this is why it's called over the top chili. In order to monitor the temperature of the meat, I'm gonna be using the brand new Meter 2 Plus today. So now that the meter is in the meat, I'm going to set it up. I'm gonna choose set up cook, beef, roast, choose chuck roast. Since we're smoking it for chili, we're gonna go to fall apart today, and we're gonna hit start cook. So now I can monitor the internal temperature in the top left. You can see it now goes down to the 1/10 of a degree. The ambient temperature in the top right corner, and then our target in the middle. It's gonna calculate our cook time, and then we'll have some alarms set at the bottom. And I wanna know when the internal temperature rises above, and I'm gonna put it at 175 degrees. Because that's when I want to check on things. I'm going to click add. So now it's going to alert me. I don't have to do anything except for come out and stir the chili every now and then, about every hour, and everything else is ready to go. We've hit 165 on the chuck roast. Just going to lift this off onto a cutting board for a minute so I can get in here and stir right back on and close it down again. You can see we now have that beautiful color on the outside of this chuck roast. I'm going to take it off and cube it up and get it down inside our chili mixture. All right, my knife hand just has a nitrile glove. My other one, I put on one of these cotton glove liners. Helps with the heat so I can move the meat around, and then I can start cutting. You can see it has a really nice smoke ring on it. I'm going to use about 3/4 of this, and the other quarter I'm going to use for a different recipe. So I'm gonna leave that, and then I'm gonna cube all of this up. I saved the fattier pieces here. I'm gonna make some burn-ins with those and throw the rest of this straight into the pot. At this point, I'm also going to add some chili beans. You can leave them out if you don't like beans. Get that all stirred in. And now this can either sit on the smoker or in a crock pot until time for the party. If you enjoyed this video, you're gonna love the rest, and you can get started by clicking that one at the top of the screen. I would also be honored if you would subscribe to my channel by clicking the button at the bottom.